Today I'm going to show you how to build a unit assessment utilizing DMAC. So let's begin by logging in. And when you reach this home screen, you're going to go down to the local assessment portion, and there you will find tag. So let's get into tag. This is where you will create assessments. So up top, where it says test, we're going to create and manage test. And what happens is it'll bring up a list of assessments that whether you've created or a part of the district. And what we tend to want to do is look through here and find the assessment we're looking for, and that's not the case. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the right over here and click on this plus sign. We're going to create a new assessment. So today I'm going to create a third grade ELA assessment. So I'm going to title it. So I would like you guys to follow this as much as you can when you're creating your assessments. Grade 3 ELAR Unit 2 Assessment. And the unit is titled Discovering, sorry for my typing, Discovering Other Literary Genres. This year, under keywords, I'd like to label it with the year, the school year. So we're going to put 2017 through 2018. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to add test items. So what you'll do is you'll go over here to the right and click on the green plus sign. You're going to locate your content area, which here is ELA. You're going to look at your course. We are going to look for third grade, and we are going to look in English. So now what that does is it brings up a bank of questions. Basically, this has all third grade ELA standards. What we're not going to do is go through by SE and just click on the ones we can find for the SE. Again, remember, we want to use the unit assessments for TEKS resource system. So DMAC has made this really easy. You'll go to the right, and we're going to click on this purple filter button. Right here, you'll see TEKS RS unit, and I'm going to be creating the Unit 2 assessment. I will apply that. So now all you'll see are the Unit 2 assessment items. I'm going to go ahead and click here and put Add Test Items and click on the Add button. I'm going to always save my changes. So what this does now is this puts all the questions in here. Having said that, you do not have to use every single unit assessment question. So what I would like to do is I'm gonna preview the assessment. Maybe. Make sure it's saved. Okay, sorry. I'm going to preview the assessment, and what I'll do, can make it larger, is look at the questions. I'll look at what questions I would like to be on there. I would look at what questions I want to remove. Another thing you might want to look at is you might want to look at the key, because you might want to see what standards are being assessed. Because right here we have 1, 2, 2 standards. We have several of this standard being assessed, and you might not need that many, especially when you have a supporting standard. I might not need 2 questions for that supporting standard. So that might kind of help you guide on which questions you want to keep. So once you know which question numbers you would like to remove, you will go back to Edit, and there's a multi-delete function. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, this happens a lot with me. I get this error where it comes up blank. What I have found is if I get out of it and go back and find my test that I've created, it'll be under your user ones. I can go back to edit it. I can get back in, and it'll let me delete them. I don't know why it does that. That's something we need to communicate with DMAC, but just know if you get out and get back in, it usually shows up. So say I wanted to get rid of questions 4, 9, 26. Say I found, these are the ones I want to remove. I'm going to delete them and I'm going to save my test. So once again, I save it, I can preview it and make sure it has the questions I like on it. Now, there is no set number. I'm not going to say you have to have 20 questions. You have to have 10 questions. It depends on the need for that unit. Some units are much longer and cover more standards, and so you might have a longer test. But just know we don't want this to be overwhelming. This shouldn't take multiple class periods for kids to complete this. So now we've created the assessment. A lot of the times, it prints out kind of funky looking when you print it straight from DMAC. So we also want to make some editing decisions. So I will usually click on this print test. You have many options here. You can edit it right into DMAC right here. These gray lines show you where there's a page break. I'm going to be honest, they don't always print well. So I like the two other options. One is up here, you can click directly on this Word icon and it'll open up a Word document. Get to the right view. So you'll see it does print it in these blue boxes. That kind of helps give you an area. A lot of times I'll fix this title. Sometimes I like to adjust the print. So you'll see I might make the font larger. I like to space it out a little more in between the questions, things like that. Make sure that one question doesn't start on the page. So you see it offers you some pretty great options here. And then a lot of times I'll look at the print preview to see what it'll look like when it prints if I need to make further adjustments. Okay, and also this is the opportunity if you need to edit some questions, some of the wording, you can do that. And then you would save it. You can save it as a PDF and you can store it in our Google Drive, and I'll show you that in a minute. Another option, if you are one who likes to use Google Drive, you can also click on Clipboard, copy, I'm back in Tag again. I can click on the clipboard icon and it's copied it all for me. I can go to my Google Drive, open up a new Google Doc, and I can paste the assessment right into Google Drive. Okay, so once again here, I can edit the document, the test here. So you have multiple options for you to help you decide how you want to format your test. I will say editing it in DMAC is not your best option. You can have a lot more tools to utilize, and it's a lot more user-friendly doing it in Word or in Google. Okay, so I'm going to go back into DMAC. The good news is, as long as, I didn't change the order of the questions on my document that I did on Microsoft Word, I just edited some formatting changes, so it does not affect your answer key in any way. If you decide you do want to rearrange some questions, you can click over here and reorder by related, or you can literally just move the questions around in a different order. So that's up to you. So now I want to make sure that I can move this over to TEAC score. This is the part that deals with our scanning and inputting answers. So they have made this really easy. I'm still in Tag, I'm still in the assessment generator, and I click up at the top right and click on Copy Test to TEAC score. Now this takes me into TEAC score. So I have to create a header. I need to put in that it's grade 3, and I need to give this a version. I basically need to give this test a number name. So the best way to do this is I like to start with the grade level, which is grade 3, and this is going to be their Unit 2 test. So I'll put 02. If it was 3 test, it would be 303. If it's Unit 10, it would be 310. This just keeps us organized. Here you can alternate the date. That doesn't matter. We don't have to do that. This is the description of the test, the passing standard, and then I just save it. So here's where you can edit the key if you'd like. Sometimes you might disagree with the standard they have tagged to the question, or when you look at the reporting category, or sorry, not reporting category, you look at the dual coding, you may feel like I'll be honest, when it comes to ELA, a lot of the editing pieces, they'll consider this the dual code when it should really be the actual main teak. So I just want you to know you do have an ability to change the teaks. So this gives you, if you would like to share this test with other people, you can click on their name. I would love for you to share them with me. My name is on there. We did content. We already have our subject. We already have our course. We have our key, history, editors. So then what you'll do up top, there's a button that says paper. You're just saying this test is ready and I approve it, that someone can click on, that these Scantrons can be printed. So I have to actually click the approve button, and it's letting you know if you make any changes to this test, this test key, this bubble sheet will no longer work. So you'll have to redo that. So now I have that. So the test has been created. It has an answer key. It has test forms. So now it comes to time, well, what do I do when I'm ready for my kids to take the assessment? You can go to test forms. So say you're at the intermediate school, you can find your name. Autumn, I'm going to use you because I know you have a test in here. Autumn, grade 5, and I'm going to search. So she can, if she's going to print bubble sheets, she can click on, say she wants to print them for this class, she can say print plain paper forms down at the bottom. We're not going to run a test. We are going to look for the right test. I have all of them. Yours will not do that. But here's where you'll see the version. So if I had test 301, I'm going to go to Autumn's. So here's a test right here. This is the test they want to print Scantrons for. It'll pull up for that class and it can be printed. Now, I highly suggest we try to use our technology. So if that's the case, you go to test keys and click on list. Search for what you're looking for. I'm going to do that 3rd grade assessment I made. And it's in here. By clicking on this person, this little guy, I enable online testing. So if you are one who's utilizing online testing, this is where you can get information and get the session number for your kids to test. I'll create another screencast later to give you some professional advice, on how to utilize that piece of the program. So this basically gives you all you need to know to create an assessment. I will ask that when you do create your assessment, when it's the Word document or the Google Drive, that you save it as a PDF and put it in our drive. Your assistant principal either has or will be sharing this folder with you. And in it, it'll have unit assessments. It'll have all your grade levels and your subject area. So if you'll just place your PDF in there, then we can have access to all the tests. So that's it. That shows you how to use DMAC to create an assessment. If you have any more questions, please feel free to give me a call or send me an email, and I'm more than happy to help. I just want to thank you guys for being so patient with getting into DMAC this year. I promise the rest of the year should be much smoother now that we're getting all this upfront work done. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.